Hello, welcome to Uncle J class. If your first time of watching my channel, please do click subscribe. If you have been watching and you have not subscribed, do me a favor by subscribing so that we'll be giving you update. And we are still on indices. This is lesson 3. If you have not watched lesson 1 and lesson 2, do well and watch it so that you can be carried along. What we have now is 4 raised to power x is equals to 2 raised to power 1 over 2 times 8. First of all, you can bring them at the same base so that it can become solvable. So what we are going to, 4 raised to power x is the same thing as 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by x equals to 2 raised to power 1 over 2 times, you can bring 8 to the base of 2 also by having 2 raised to power 3. So the law of indices say that when you are multiplying, you add the powers. When you are dividing, you minus the powers. For since we are multiplying here, what we now have is 2 raised to power 2s equals to 2 raised to power 1 over 2 plus 3. You can actually look for the LCM here. So the LCM here will be 2. 2 divide 2 will give you 1 times 1. 1 plus 1 divide 2 will give you 2. You know, 2 divided by 1 is 2 times 3 will give you 6. So what we now have is 2 raised to power 2s is equals to 2 raised to power 7 over 2. Since they are of the same base, you can cancel out the base. So what we are left with is 2s is equals to 7 over 2. Then s will be equals to divide both sides. You can actually divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. That's 2 here, 2 here. So when you divide both sides, you now have s is equals to 7 over 2 divided by 2. You know, to get it right, 7 over 2 divided by 2. You can turn these two to inverse by applying multiplication here. By the time you apply multiplication here, this 2 over 1 will now turn to 1 over 2. So you are left with 7 over 4. So S will be equals to 7 over 4 or 1 whole over 3 over 4. So this is the answers or the answer for such solving. We are going to look at question 2 of this, which says 1 over 3 of 27 raised to power s equals to 9 raised to power 2s. So we're going to see how we're going to go about that. So 1 over 3 of 27 raised to power s equals to 9 raised to power 2s. So you can bring them to the same base. So this one is the same thing as saying 1 over 3 times 27 is the same thing as 3 raised to power 3 times s equals to 9 is the same thing as 3 raised to power 2 multiplying 2s. So what we now have here is, what we now have 1 over 3 is the same thing as 3 raised to power minus 1 times 3 raised to power 3 times s, 3s equals to 3 raised to power 2 times 2s, which will give us 4s. You know, the law of indices, when you are multiplying, you add the powers. So we now have 3 raised to power minus 1 plus 3s, all equals to 3 raised to power 4s. So since they are of the same base, the basis we go, we are left with minus 1 plus 3s equals to 4s. Collect the like terms. This will be 3x plus 4 plus 4s coming here will give you minus 4s equals to minus 1 crossing the equation give you plus 1. So 3s minus 4s will give you minus s equals to 1. You know, so what we'll now do here is you can say that, okay, minus s equals to 1. But what we're looking for is s. Divide both sides. Divide both sides. Both sides by minus 1. So we'll now have minus s over minus 1 equals to plus 1 over minus 1. So minus will cancel minus. So s is equals to minus 1. So this is the answer. This is how to go about this type of problem. Finally, we are going to look at the last question here for lesson 3. The last question for lesson 3 says that 1 over 5 to 25 to the power of 9. 1 over 1 over 5 to 25 to the power of n equals to 5 raised to power 2. So what will happen is you can actually bring them of the same base, and the 1 over 5 times into 5 raised to power 2, which is 25, multiplied by n is equals to 5 raised to power 2. So 5 raised to power 2, 5 raised to power 5 over 1 is the same thing as 5 raised to power 1 times 5 raised to power 2n equals to 5 raised to power 2. Yes, we can apply here multiplication, you add the power. So 5 raised to power minus 1 plus 2n is equals to 5 raised to power 2. Okay? So you can cancel, they are of the same, you can actually cancel their bases. You now have minus 1 plus 2n equals to 2. Collect like times 2n will be equals to 2 minus 1 crossing equation plus 1. So n will be equals to 3 over 2. This is how to go about it. Thank you.